welcome back to another episode of this series. I believe this is episode 2. It's been a while. Going on a lot. We're going to be checking what we have here. And immediately let's get off with pausing. We don't have anything really. We do have a council. I definitely need to come in here with... We'll see what this does. I have a promise to make here. I need to catch up on what is gone. You can see that. We have food pressure, and we definitely need to turn that off. There's the whiteout that I mentioned before. We turned off the overdrive. That's going to eat away our hots. We're almost actually out of prefabs, which we definitely need to work on. So let us build our prefabs. Oops, wrong button. Oh. Good event. Program war. This will be turning our children in the mandatory school in changing the way that mandatory school law works. But while I'm holding this here, I do want to welcome back everyone who came from our first episode, as well as talk a little bit about the plan for this episode while it's in this pause state. First, we're going to be getting all of the top right aka our materials, our goods, and food, and making sure that our housing is manageable. But all of those, we're trying to get a plus before we go into this whiteout. If we don't get those plus and start stockpiling before the whiteout, this first whiteout is going to be miserable. We also need to make sure we get our generator 1 upgrade and installed or built, because that is the only way we'll be able to survive that first whiteout. So right now, it's a focus on getting up more buildings, and right now our first hurdle is the workforce. Now this workforce is going to be easily managed, especially as we are coming up to our first... Well, after this next cold period, our heat will go down even more. But... Or our stockpile, excuse me. When we hit this first up for heat, we're going to be aiming for that moment right there to start stockpiling everything, and we'll get hopefully a population boost with our workforce and get everything we need. So we need material. That's the first thing we need. Goods is probably the less so as much. We can start building guard towers to prevent crime from being rampant. And the downside is we need to figure out what we want here. Research speed is a bonus, extra research speed, but we can always benefit with more research labs or research institutes to get more research speed. This, however, will give us a bonus of food, which is always a plus. And now that we are exploring, we can look at these areas, see what we have. We have 20 here. We definitely want this extra food stockpile. Oh, look, more food. So we're getting a whole bunch of food here. We have a rally. Great. Now we get some more workers, and we can start hopefully looking for a... As long as we're clicking on things, we'll be fine. But I don't think there's going to be any more 10s. This game is pretty brutal once you get to a certain point for exploration. So this is being explored, so it kind of looks like our next endeavor. We're gonna have to wait until these guys are finished exploring before we can do anything. I can speed up and increase the output for this by putting a skyway and building it towards my base. Problem with the skyway is that it's 10 heat stamps, or not a, well, I don't have unlocked the skyway yet, but I can put a trail from here. The problem is not useful at the current moment. We have a little bit more of a workforce, but that's not dramatically much. We do have our prefabs gone here. We definitely want to disassemble this, and with that we definitely want to pick up this. Can I really don't want to go there, but yeah. And this is running out, so there's probably a time we extend this to pick up that one. We are gonna, I believe we're going Icebloods, Frostblood and Ice Foragers. So we're gonna go with a more naturalist adaptation approach. We're researching right now. I believe we're researching hospitals. And we're researching surveillance towers. So let us see if I can. Nope, I'm missing prefabs, which is the reason why we're building this. Mistakes have been made. Mistakes have been made. It's okay. We can always recover that. What we can't recover is the time. So we get some material input, which is nice. We are getting minuses too, which honestly is better than nothing. What is this? What? I haven't been able to build adaptive fronts, but I can't build anything because of the prefab shortage. Waiting for this extraction to be finished before I can do that, so I'll do this. We'll look at this. Food colony, not bad. This would be perfect. We are kind of down. We need to be getting prefabs really, but with this increase in flux, we can do this. That turns that on. We can start building a trail. Problem that we're going to come by with, which is really not the worst. By the way, as long as you connect a trail to a place that is actively transporting to your city, it would also be included. Yes. We're researching right now. Prefab building is hopefully operational soon. We've designed this, so now that we have prefabs, hopefully we can start working towards this. Now the question that comes to mind is that we no longer have this. We no longer have an ability. This is our last prefab. We had one here, we had one here, we dissolved it, and we had this last one. So our next place is going to start increasing our material so that we can actually have an industrial district. The question we run into and the problem with this is that since we're going Frostbloods, we will not have access to, well, we could have access to deep drilling, which I'm going to show by accident. Open the tutorial. Melting deep deposits, but the problem is that we currently don't have an upgraded community that would research that topic. We're waiting. We would maybe excuse me. be waiting for thinkers to come up with a community for that. That's just not going to happen. But likewise, we also need to figure out how we're going to get this first upgrade generator and make bonus. Because the generator, once we put this in, will be running on oil, coal, or steam. But we currently do not have any oil reserves, and we will need to do that. So we're saving this core for later. We do need honestly, I can hold off on that until the other one's done. Once this is done, I'll get this one because I need the we need the prefabs badly. Now that this is here, I don't want to do that, but I could. I just need to make sure. This heat is making this more efficient and this more efficient. We could. We have oil coming in. Finally, our prefabs are going as fast as they can. So we're generating 20 per week. Heat stamps is at the worst that they can be. We do have if we can get thinkers involved. Testing laboratory. Do we have research time to do that? I will not do this, as we are siding with ice bloods, and probably going to focus on adaptation as our main focus. By me cutting the against, even if this law wasn't supported, it also sways the some against turn into hesitance, and we would rather a 50-50 coin flip than have a large majority against. So now that we have that ruling, we can get a little bit disease away. It increases our fervor, our attention a little bit, but okay, it could be worse. We need to make sure we are stockpiling as much as we can. Technocrats. There it is. Okay. So the technocrats are coming out of the thinkers. And with the technocrats coming out of the thinkers, now technically we have an opposition to everything we will be doing. Our job is to make sure that they don't riot. We're not trying to make them happy. We're trying to make them not riot. Okay. Now, this right here is not the best. They start off with Pharaoh because of how they are. We can't raise funds from them because they require neutral. The only way to make it better in their make it better for them, and I'm going to pause it just real quick, is we'll be needing to upgrade and kind of put our focus into the thinkers. One of the benefits of having multiple colonies is that you don't have to focus on one. It is okay if the thinkers hate us. It is not okay if the technocrats hate us. So our job right now is to make sure that we de-radicalize these technocrats, because with Farrer, even if it's weak, they have the potential to riot. I don't think we have heat stamps for this. No, we don't. We will not have heat stamps anytime soon for that. 200 heat stamps. The best I can do is demand funds, but like honestly, I kind of want to pick up this efficiency bonus first. I have 40 weeks to complete that, so this is going to take me 8. I can do maintenance duty, which would do one of these. Housing blocks is a good way to increase shelter. At the cost of increased heat demand. Disease is not a huge deal. Problem is that we have to build this, and the workforce requirement is annoying. Silly me. The lack of heat stamps is what's killing me. I would like to build skyways though. Oh, silly me. This is probably the best right here, now that we're going into whiteout season. Machine-centric shifts would help our workforce. Squalor is currently not bad. We're not really nesting near industrial zones for housing or food, which is not bad. The workforce requirement being decreased is great and all. Heat demand is whatever, actually. I don't really mind the heat demand problem, because the shelter is low, I could just extend my shelters right now. Heat demand is, I'm stockpiling incredibly quickly. The workforce, abysmal. So yeah. Always research what you need at the moment. You can go towards something. Oh, look. There you go. Do you see this right now? They will take action. What by take action means they will riot. Rioting will always happen in a housing district at first, but it will expand to other districts, and that is a problem. What you do not want is a riot to happen in a research district, especially if you only have one research institute. Because if it happens in that research institute, guess what? You no longer can get any research done or any progress on your research, and it will kill you. So, I don't mind doing thought correction prison. The conservative treatment is probably the easiest to do, but thought correction prison, we need to build prisons anyway. So let's do this. Now this is a very, very hard thing to keep up. We have 36 weeks. I don't know. There's a bug here. 36 weeks for the pharmaceutical testing laboratory, and then a preceding only 3-week difference for the thought correction. So as we help the thinkers with this, 9 times out of 10, actually, let me double check on the raise funds. Oof. Let's see if I can raise funds from anybody else. Yes. I definitely want to raise funds right now because we need this real bad. Adaptive pumps. Thank the Lord. We get that going. Once we get adaptive pumps in here, and with this drop, we will cap out on coal. Like, it will happen. That's why I paused this, because I don't need to cap out quickly. I will say this, over capping is the worst. You will lose out on materials, and they won't stop production just because you don't have a place to put it. So you'll be losing coal at a drastic rate, and that is not something you can afford. With our 5 and this connected. Unmet requirements. What's the requirements? Oh, simple. I don't have any explorers. I don't have any exploration teams, which is fine. There's a food colony here, but it requires stuff. We do have a coal that we can turn off, which will give us options. But we are at plus 92. But once we get this upgrade, this cold, like you'll see it like drop down to 111. Once this coal finishes, yeah, there you go. Switches immediately to savings. So it accepts oil. We will be using oil first, which is an unfortunate thing, but you can't do anything about it. We can increase the output here by doing a skyway. Not really my priority right now, maybe in the future. We are trying to find a oil colony that will keep us alive, but our best bet right now is to focus on getting our heat, increasing our stockpiles. Like, do you see this material demand? Those material demands are not going anywhere. So we want to make sure we get. We could probably put a surveillance. Actually, I don't think I have anything. Let's see. There's a teaching hospital. There's a research institute. There's a. Alright. It's not the housing district. Honestly, probably be best to start building this out right now while I can. Because we do want to get this shelter like out. And I wish I could switch between the two. There used to be an ability to switch, now it just accepts. Heat will never be a problem. As you can see, there you go. Stockpiling. If I do this, it'll go down, but it will always use oil first. An annoyance of things. Now that we have our machine centric work shifts, as you can see, disease increases, heat demand is decreased, or in all districts is decreased. Now that we have that, as you can see, our material has gone skyrocketing. We have a surplus. That's also because we've I don't want to say cancel, pause our reduction there, but most importantly, we are trying to get this housing up, and that's going to be our next focus, making sure we get our housing up, because housing is important. Honestly though, what would probably be best? Generator. Definitely want to make sure I get that generator up. And I can finish this. This can also be finished, and I can upgrade here. There is no way I will be able to get another housing district to get the generator bonus. This is just the max amount I can get. So the next thing I can do is have this upgrade into here. I won't be able to. I don't think I have the prefabs for it. But, oof. This is gonna be hard to do now that we have stuff. So these are partially open, which means that if I try to negotiate with them, they'll just ask for a thing, and it doesn't really, it just takes away a little. Lords are probably where I want to put my time into. The condemn on the technocrats is spicy. It is spicy. There are two ways, by the way, to get a community to riot against you. And it's only advanced communities, which I know so far can riot. I have not seen I don't want to say lesser, but a minor community to do it. So thinkers and lords will not. Thinkers, lords, machinists, what's the other one? Foragers. They will not riot. They will increase tension, but they will not riot. What I have, all the major ones, so the ones that come out later, like Ice Bloods and the Technocrats, will riot. And there's two ways to make people riot, and that's increasing their fervor all the way to 3, immediately riot, or having their kind of, I don't want to say respect, it has a technical term, but their acceptance of you at a low point for a very extended period of time. You will get a quest, a little thing. It's like, hey, we're going to riot unless you do something for us. And then if you don't do their actions or increase their respect for you to a like neutral point, I believe, they will continue to riot, even worse. So condemning them seems bad, and increasing the fervor is bad, but this can also reduce seats in the council, which means I have less people going against me. And I don't want to build another watchtower or research another watchtower because I already have one. I have a surveillance one. And researching and holding dutiful law or dutiful youth would increase average active workers, but I will be in the same predicament of a whole bunch of people going against it and not ending it. So this is a community action that is in favor of me. It does kind of paint a bad light, but I have 21 thinkers and 2 foragers who are hesitant. The thinkers are most likely against me, so it could be worse, but I am maxed out on promises right now just to make up for a whole bunch of, and then now I'm stuck with this condemn, which is fine with me because if I condemn here, they lose a whole bunch. See, 20 leave. My relation worsens. That's so what? They already have a bad opinion of me. Relations is skeptical. But we need to be in a better position. We're currently increasing our housing to 20. I can increase a little bit further, but I'm missing prefabs, and that's probably our next objective right now. Increase our prefab count while we get better stuff. Now, the question on everyone's mind is now, what do I do here? So I don't have enough heat stamps for this, and this is going to hurt the thinkers mostly if I don't do this, which I kind of might have to. This right here will destroy everything, but I will be able to get stuff. You know, I think that's fine. Reason why is because I'm using it immediately for them. We definitely want to get one of these working, as because the moment we get thinkers up to at least favorable, the moment we can de-radicalize these technocrats, which will get them even less of a population. So you kind of want to dance with condemning and de-radicalizing them as much as possible so that you don't have a like army at your door. 7% of a size is actually a lot. It's, I think, 10 in the house, or 7. It's 7. We do want to increase Ice Bloods. Right now, all of the powers in the thinkers, and they are basically on the same sides as technocrats. But we can't really be choosers right now, as Whiteout is approaching, and I have very little to work towards that. We've increased our shelter by 20, which means our next point is industrial. Once we increase this industrial, we definitely want to put it next to a place that is going to basically benefit. So I like putting it near logistics districts, and the next thing it will help me do is, now that we've opened up this logistics district, I can start opening up the passage to this area, because I definitely want to get definitely want to get these, but low-hanging fruit are ridiculously hard. I'm trying not to get the -20 penalty here. The best way to get this not -20 penalty is to forsake this frozen forest at this point and pick up the low-hanging fruit of these 3. As long as I can minimize how many things are here, I can pick these up. Probably the best bet here for this one. He's already getting -20. No, he's not. I can pick this up. I can't pick this up. I could also pick this up instead of this one. And this one I can do 2 here, which would be probably easier. Yeah. But the best thing I would recommend right now is looking for hubs. So some hubs that you can do right now, especially that I'm going to be soon upgrade or extending this to acquire a new one. I would like to probably, no, I don't have heat stamps for that. Once I could de-radicalize these technocrats, also, if you can assign them to research, if you're ever trying to do something for thinkers, assign the technocrats to research. Like, if they share ideas specifically. That way, you do not have to worry. And this is the real reason why we would like to extend here, because this extension is going to pick up that one. I would like to that's going to be 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. May not be able to make it to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, take it if you got it, right? If you can, use it. All right, we're going to open up all this. We're upgrading this to increase our material flow, our material surplus, because we will be needing it before this hits. And now that we're hitting the warmer season, we can start stockpiling our oil again. We have our overdrive at 37%, and we do want to decrease that at least to 25. And then, actually, on math, not much goes on to the math on this scenario here, because I could see just like, I'm going to wait for the overdrive to go up into the whiteout. Sorry, I was reading the whiteout. Sun dimming storm, not enough food. Got it. Good to read what your whiteout is beforehand. All of these in the captain difficulty do extra stuff just besides reduce or increase heat demand. They also cut off imports, so any colonies that's sending you stuff, yeah, that's not happening anymore, especially if it's caught in the storm. 48 recently bugged. Ugh, our crime is really annoying. Let us look at what we have here. We have a new one. We have machine-centric shifts. I would love to pick this up, but as you can see, 44%. And that's the thinkers mostly, not even the technocrats. Or not the thinkers, excuse me. This is for the thinkers and the technocrats. This is opposed because of the foragers. This is going to be hard to pass, especially since we're ice blood backed mostly. But once we get like our promises cleared up and we have some space, we can propose this again and make more promises. Like maybe make 3 promises to ensure this passes. That way we can reduce our workforce requirement and increase our population. Therefore, we have like extra bandwidth. But right now we are stuck with what we have here. So we don't need this expedition support anymore. We do want to switch to something else. I would like the extra income. Kind of stuck here though. Only because the against is I don't have promises to play around with. I could grant agenda here, which I don't really care for. What is currently... And I'm just looking up because I gave them that. I believe it's just... nope, it's not that one. It's got to be this one. It's just increasing disease. You know what? I don't care really. If it happens, it happens. Disease is a problem for sure for the city. Not an issue I'm concerned about right now. Oh, look, it got rejected. But it doesn't matter because I gave them agenda. They got happy because I did that for them. The research is going to take 16 weeks, which is not enough time. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase tension here. That's fine. Once I do this, it'll be fine. Activate it. We'll probably have a lot of yes. We're going to do this. It's going to increase tension, which kind of hurts, and drop our trust. But we have trust to play with. In Captain, do not expect to ever have your trust at maxed out. It is great as a goal, but that goal is very hard to maintain, and you are basically doing too much in order to get your trust all the way. You can't really handle keep managing all the communities to get your trust that high. So for us, we're just focusing on making sure that we have our prefabs up and running at all times. As you can see, with just one sawmill, we're getting our materials improved. Our workforce is still good. Honestly, I should probably increase this. Did I get a bump in food? Why did it go down? Oh. I could just... no. I think it's fine. I do not know why I went down, but I think it's because of the workforce problem. Like, this is getting pushed down by workforce, which is not horrible right now. Our stockpile is at 75. We're overcapped there. However, this industrial is increasing prefabs. I don't need this anymore, which increases this. I really can't do any more building here besides this research that at this point in time should be doable. It is definitely doable. So we will see how we do there. We're gonna speed this up, but first I am checking on what I would need. Coal is going up, which will go up even more once we hit this. And there is one more cause for concern now that I think about it. And that is basically, I don't have workforce, but my workforce is close. It's at 78%. So let's think about this. Will I hit? Yes, I will definitely hit. Oh, excuse me. A reminder for myself. We definitely probably want to pick up these steams eventually, but we're going to pick up the steams once we run out of this one. We'll be running this up and picking up steam. I would love to pick it up early, problem is that I don't have the workforce, and Steam is a investment of workforce. We do want to make sure that our material is at least halfway full for the whiteout, because it will be damaging us, and definitely want to start saving up on oil, because oil is going to be a huge benefit here. But first things first, let us I want to increase these without increasing demand. Workforce is definitely a problem here, and is definitely going to be a continuous problem. We have a prefabs, and honestly, I think I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna make this run out. I might grant them the agenda again in 4 days, just so I can de-radicalize these. All right, now that we've done that, then we go here. Those are watchtowers. I try to click on prisons. To get the technocrats, 10 weeks. Ugh. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Nope. Will not be able to make it. There is one other way I can do. I can make it in time. I don't know if I want to make that commitment, though. That's a second rush. It will drop a lot. I'm pretty sure it will put me here. Do I care? Honestly, I don't think I do. They're gonna keep trying to get the same thing to pass, and honestly, if they keep failing, it's whatever. If they pass one, that's fine too. Like, I said I'll give them the agenda, not that I'd help them pass it. And that is a fine thing to do. Like, you're increasing their trust. Honestly, can I make a quick thing? I can immediately make a testing laboratory. And that would increase them. Which, do I have heat demand? The heat demand is not the problem, I suppose. It's just housing. I'm not going to repeal ceremonial funerals because that's going to be devastating. You definitely want to go into the first whiteout with ceremonial funerals, because it's not a matter of if people die, it is a matter of when people die on Captain. Heat demand isn't decreased. Woo! Now we have this surplus of 296, and if you increase, if you click on the overdrive, that number goes up even more. I definitely don't think the 100 here is going to work, though. But now that we have basically a dead extraction district, that means two things. One, we have more workforce, and two, we have less heat that's going around. Now that we have both of these, I can easily just construct a hub. I would love to construct a pharmaceutical testing laboratory, but I believe it needs to be put into industrial, and I don't have the heat stamps for it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't have heat stamps for anything, which is a problem. I made a promise here. They might riot. Actually, it's not might. They will riot. And there's the workforce. We definitely do not have space for everything. So, something to take into account is once this is destroyed, which is probably best to do this right here. We definitely want all of this free. because now that we have this opened, I can start extending in a different direction. This one I don't have the heat stamps for, but that's really simple. I need to check timing on these for thank you. We can promote that real quick. That goes up. This is gone. With that being said, I don't need to have this overdrive on anymore. Deactivated needs repairs. We need to do prefabs for this. This is probably because of the technocrats being a-holes. Tension's gonna rise, and that's because of the cold and the crime. We definitely need to get this pharmaceutical labs in. I'm sorry, it's over here. I don't have any upgrades for this, and I really do. I really need to start upgrading. This is starting to needs expansion, and I definitely don't want to go there. Actually, I want to definitely open this up here. At that point, I don't really care. Definitely going to click here and then click here, and then this one's going to go a little bit to the left. Once that expands through, I do need to build this still, but that's on the way. Heat stamps is always going to be a problem, and honestly fine with that. You know, honestly, if I can build a hub, I would. That's not gonna happen though. Not with 6. There is nothing I can do about increasing income now. So relationships increase. We have pharmaceuticals now, and there's most likely a way to get something. That's not happening. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening. So research this is probably our best option. That's not the worst, to be quite honest. I don't think the law passes though. Crime is going to be an issue. So, honestly, just heat stamps mostly. And I don't have, you know, the ability to stop it. 5 weeks. I don't know if I have time for 5 weeks, but 50. There is a honest concern I have, because I need to get this number at least down to single digits. Otherwise, I will have a lot of people die, and that will be brutal for me. It doesn't help that in order to get the increased shelter, I will definitely need to upgrade this. But the increased shelter is not horrible. As you can see, upgrading is going to require heat stamps, and I don't have the heat stamps. I can't grant agenda. Honestly, do not care about that. I definitely need to do this. I don't know if my de-radicalize will work. I definitely need to start building surveillance watchtowers. The crime is getting really bad. I would love to get houses done, but the crime is getting really bad. There it is. there's the protest, aka riots. I am fine with this. I won't let me click it for whatever reason. And they did it on the food district, which is, you can see, 170 minus, which is fine. It's whatever. They want to repeal. I understand. But here is what we have. So we definitely want our lords who are 98, but repealing the mandatory school is probably not the best. I can't increase technocrats even further. Punitive prison, which kind of feels bad. Honestly, I'm fine with this, fuck it. You know what they say? Can't live with them, can't live without them. And I'm talking about communities. All right. We are going to see, they cease their protests, but the problem is that this protest is going to be a hot minute. We do need to decrease this tension, and the only way to decrease this tension is to be able to build more houses and to be able to get this protest done, first off. But second is also to decrease faction favor. That's a funny word. Minimum, I need 50 heat stamps to do any research, and that's going to be what I need to do what they ask for me. This right here is too much here. I need a little bit more time, but once I have my food, once this protest is going away, I'll be increasing my food. My stockpile for my material is almost done. I do have build prison, surround up, decrease from, and that'd be great. Except the fact that I don't have heat stamps. One punitive correction prison, which would cost 400 workforce, but one of these will do well. Problem is, requires 240 heat stamps. I rather commit right now to a surveillance, as you see there, people being murdered. Right now, consider good luck. All right. I also would like to know, I know people are probably thinking, hey, why don't you just ask to put in a rule, right? These right here, really hard to unlock in Captain. Like, you're fighting with the majority of negative votes on Captain. As you can see, now the technocrats are back at a reasonable level. We are close to getting de-radicalized, so we're going to de-radicalize the technocrats. Bam, de-radicalize, their favor drops, trust increases, and we are in a position to get stuff out of them. So now that we are here, liberated youth, we can have the technocrats get the liberated youth, which will allow us to increase thinkers once again. And once we are able to de-radicalize technocrats a second time, we'll be in good favor. But now that we are in a position, we are going into the whiteout. And that will mean everything. But that is the end of this episode here. Next time, we will be going into the whiteout and showing you what you can do to survive. At this point, we'll be living through the whiteout, and it's going to be rough for us. But we'll be going through and then showing you what to do after the first whiteout. That's all from me. We'll see you next time.